Tyez Minter's family and friends are trying to come to terms with his death while warning others about the danger. Investigators tell us Tyez jumped off the dock into the Savannah River. As you see, it's not too far downstream from the SRP park.
When Tyez did not resurface, the Department of Public Safety and DNR started searching. They tell us they found his body on Friday. Our Wrdw spoke to his parents as they remember the impact Tyez made on his community. He joins us now live from North Augusta. Will?
Yeah, there's been an outpour of love and support for Tyez Minter's family after he was last seen jumping off this dock here in North Augusta into the water, and then he never resurfaced. Now, his family tells us that this is not the first time that Minter and his friends have jumped off this dock at this spot into the water. But on Thursday night, Tyez Minter and some friends jumped into the Savannah River off this boat dock. Law enforcement say Minter never resurfaced. North Augusta Public Safety and South Carolina DNR started searching for him, but were called off because of bad weather. At around 3:15 on Friday afternoon, they found him. Minter's family says he loved academics, movies, music, and had such an adventurous personality. His family say that it's hard to understand what's happened.
We saw the boats and the Department of Natural Resources, and that made it real to us. It's going to hit hard, not only for us, but other people outside of our family that, he impacted as well.
And coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're speaking with more of Minter's family about the importance of being safe out here on the water. And if you're going to jump off of a dock like this, making sure that you're safe, looking out for your friends when you're out here. Coming up.
Looking forward to that, Will. Thanks for the live update there from Hammond's Ferry in North Augusta. New developments in a near kidnapping in Waynesboro. Tonight, we expect the mom and dad to go before members of the city council to demand more action from the Waynesboro Police Department after this happened.
It all stems from moments caught on this body cam video about a month ago at the El Cheapo gas station. That's where a mom claims a man tried to kidnap her 7-year-old daughter, and police let him go. Officer Ronald Bartlett on the left was suspended for 8 days after an investigation found he let the man leave without asking for his ID. Officer Greg Stroud also under investigation tonight, but did not face any disciplinary action. The parents involved say they want both officers fired.
The Richmond County Sheriff's Office asking for your help finding this man. They say 26-year-old Sharon Harris is wanted in connection with aggravated assault that happened Friday near Spicewood Drive, not too far from Doctors Hospital. Deputies say he's considered armed and dangerous, and if you know where he might be, call the Sheriff's Office. The number is right there on your screen. Historic black colleges and universities launching into the spotlight this month after a series of bomb threats all across the country. That includes Albany State University and Spelman College here in Georgia, and more recently Claflin and Orangeburg. Early February that happened. The FBI says they identified 6 juveniles as people of interest.
The recent threats just one challenge because HBCUs are facing it. Our Claire Allen talked with students and staff at Payne College in our area. She brings us a look at what challenges the school is up against, as well as the role it serves in our community.
For students like Charleston Lee and Ramia Elliott, attending a HBCU like Payne College was always in the cards.
I've always planned on going to HBCU.
It made me feel accomplished, too, to be at an HBCU.
Payne College has rich history dating back to the late 1800s. It served as a pathway for black students to get an education.
Learning what all it took to even have HBCUs, the sacrifice that was made for people that look like me. And I thought, wow, what better way to get a degree as, repping one of the HBCUs, because it's so important.
But recently the road at Payne College has been a rocky one. Over the last several years, there have been back and forth over their accreditation status, along with declining enrollment and low graduation rates. According to Payne College's students' achievement data, the average percentage of students graduating in 6 years stands at 17%. According to the White House data, HBCUs have also faced funding challenges. During the pandemic, Payne College received $3 million in American Rescue Plan Act money. Despite these challenges, students say HBCUs like Payne still serve an important role in this community.
What made me choose Payne just is a home away from home, especially when you see people Just like you, they want to get an education, they want to do something different, they want to make something of themselves.
Payne College is going before the commission tomorrow to ask for an extension stemming from funds they received in 2020 from the city.
Also this evening, Golden Harvest Food Bank giving out food to people in need on 3 different occasions this week. All these happen to be in Columbia County. You can head to Grovetown Elementary tomorrow from 10 until noon. The second one happens at Miss Mart's House at Daycare Center in Grovetown from 1 to 4 on Wednesday. Then Friday, you can head to Second Mount Carmel Baptist Church over in Appling from noon until 2. All you have to do is bring a Georgia ID. These are drive-throughs, so you do get to stay in your car. To sports now, the USC women's basketball team wins it today. You can schedule a guided tour Wednesdays through Saturdays right here in Augusta.
The Richmond County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help identifying these suspects who they say robbed a Family Dollar. It happened just before 8 o'clock on Sunday at the store on Broad Street. The robbers were last seen running away towards Curry Street. Officials say don't try to approach them because they are considered armed and dangerous. They're hoping someone watching right now might know something and give them a call at the number on your screen.
Quite an unusual scene at a Florida airport. Check it out.
I've been sitting for hours. That's not fit. I have a bike pursuing a suitcase in a minute.
So you heard what he said. Orlando police chasing a woman on a motorized suitcase. The report shows the woman was not allowed to board her flight because she appeared to be intoxicated. The officer says he was trying to help her get another flight lined up and get her to an area that wasn't a secured area if she sobered up. But instead, she rolled away on that motorized suitcase, yelling profanities. The officer says after she spit at him, he made the arrest. She pled not guilty to charges of disorderly conduct and battery of an officer.
Meet one of the most high-profile horses in Texas. Millions of people watched him sprint to a win in a video that went viral last month. Turns out the horse is making a name for himself in some other ways, too. Meredith Yeoman sat down with the Dallas family who owns him.
Meet a new member of the Hatley family.
Hey.
A 1,200-pound, newly minted champion.
He's got something extra about him.
Video of the horse winning his first race went viral when he surged from last to first place. But it's the name the announcer calls
Far outside is Black Lives Matter.
that's left an even bigger impression.
And I saw him moving. I saw him charging. I was like, he gone, he gone, he gone. I heard the man like, this Black Lives Matter coming up on the outside. This black. I'm like, is this for real?
The exclamation punctuates decades of dedication
Me and my daddy.
by the first black family in Texas to race quarter horses.
My dad was an entrepreneur. He started racing horses in 1963.
Brothers James, Charles, and Kiel Ron now run the business. And until Black Lives Matter pranced into the picture, it had been more than 30 years since the family raced horses.
It's like a dream come true. We gave this horse this name because we want to bring awareness to what's happening in the world today.
But when they tried to officially change the horse's name from its birth name to Black Lives Matter,
They told me I couldn't name him. We couldn't name him that. They said it was going to bring up a lot of racial conflicts and statements, and
the Hatleys say it took the threat of legal action to get the decision changed.
it was definitely a struggle.
Now they're off to the races
Far outside is Black Lives Matter.
with the horse making a name for himself on and off the track.
All right, for the rest of this evening, tracking some near record highs in that full forecast in just a little bit.
Thank you, Riley. An Augusta family is reeling over the loss of their 20-year-old brother and son. Officers in North Augusta found Tyaz Minter in the Savannah River Friday after he jumped in the night before with some friends.
Just so sad. Our Will Rios live at the the landing in North Augusta where Tyaz was found. And Will, you spoke to his family today. How much do they know about what happened?
Yeah, his family says that they really don't know much about how this accident happened or what exactly happened in general. We also reached out to law enforcement to see how all of this took place. They said they'll get back to us tomorrow with how it all unfolded. But you can see this sign right here that says swimmers exercise caution. This is very important in these kind of areas. If you are going to go into the river, they don't advise it. But you can see right down this ramp, it gets very slippery. It just kind of drops off right here. Minter's family actually telling us that he frequented this area and jumped in with a couple of his friends multiple times before Thursday last week. Now his family is telling us that when people do these kind of activities, that they really just want people to be safe and careful when doing it. There are many words to describe 20-year-old Tyaz Minter.
Sweet, very sweet child, very caring child, helpful.
I've seen a pure soul grow into become a very genuine young man.
Tyaz was known for his academics, love for music and movies, and being adventurous.
He just loved to have fun. He just loved to have fun.
But a late night of fun turned tragedy for the Minter and Stewart families.
We saw the boats and the Department of Natural Resources, and that made it real to us.
Tyaz jumped off the dock with some friends and never resurfaced. He was found the next day because of bad weather.
He did it like 3 or 4 times before. These guys were just, jumping off the dock, having fun, swimming. And it just didn't turn out, it just turned out to be a tragic event.
His family says it's tragic, but hope everyone can learn from this.
I would say be cognizant, watch everyone. Make sure, hey, that person comes up. Make sure that you don't go too deep. Make sure you're in the area that's safe.
A tight family, now with a big hole in the middle.
This is going to leave a big gap, not just to us, but a community.
Yeah, and Tyaz Minter's family say that they had an outpour of love and support. He's reached so many people here in this community. Now on Thursday night, they say they're going to hold a candlelight event right here to honor the life of Tyaz Minter.
Well, thanks for the live update there from Hammond's Ferry. Police are trying to put together the pieces of the mysterious death of a Bamberg woman. Kaya Whetstone was pronounced dead Saturday after she was taken to a New Orleans hospital just before 7 o'clock in the morning. The 21-year-old was a junior at New Orleans University. Co-workers say the last time they saw her was around 1 in the morning as she was getting into an Uber. Her church back in Bamberg remembering her as a sweet, loving girl. Authorities say her cause of death is still under investigation. New details in an Aiken County murder from last month. Clemente Cruz wanted for the murder of Wario Martinez. Martinez was found shot to death inside a home on Escaga Lake Road. Deputies say Cruz then stole Martinez's truck, which was later found in Columbia, South Carolina. Cruz is charged with murder, possession of a weapon, and grand larceny. He's considered armed and dangerous.
Parents say it could have been a kidnapping, and body cam video shows the moment a man takes a 7-year-old girl as 2 Waynesboro police officers arrest her dad. One of those officers is now suspended, but her family says it is not enough. Our Craig Allison is live inside Waynesboro City Hall right now, where the parents are planning to speak out any minute now. Craig, any idea what they say they're hoping to accomplish tonight?
Well, in a matter of minutes, Ms. Chandra Hendricks will be speaking in front of Waynesboro City Council members. We have documents basically outlining what she plans on speaking about. She believes that investigators did not do a thorough enough job, and that if they had, they would have found both officers at fault back in January. On January 22nd, Chandra's husband, Sam Hendricks, was being arrested for disorderly conduct at the El Cheapo gas station. His 7-year-old daughter was with him. While officers were focused on Sam, a stranger got the little girl out of her dad's truck and put her in his car. The dad noticed and flagged police. Police questioned the man about why he was taking the girl, but never followed up and got his information. His wife, Chandra Hendricks, also showed up, and the 7-year-old was returned with her safely. Since then, one of the officers has been disciplined. The other, an internal investigation found, did nothing wrong. That's something else Chandra plans to speak out about tonight. Now, she wants an outside agency to look in on the case, and the district attorney's office has been involved with the case, and they're currently looking into whether they can charge the stranger who brought the 7-year-old daughter into the car. In the end, Ms. Chandra wants the officials to acknowledge the case, which she says they still haven't done. I'll have more on this story later tonight on News 12 at 11.
All right, thanks for that, Craig. 2 pedestrian deaths in 3 days in Richmond County, and they happened just 5 miles apart. The first happened Saturday just after midnight near the intersection of Deansbridge Road and Morgan Road. The coroner says 63-year-old Dwayne Sheffield died at the scene. Just a few hours ago, around 2:30, another man died. It happened on Coleman Avenue near Butler High School. Deputies say a car hit the victim and drove off.
To Kill a Mockingbird, The Handmaid's Tale, The Bluest Eye, just some of the classics back in the spotlight. Nationwide, school districts are discussing whether their students should be exposed to some of the content mentioned in these books, and our area is not exempt. Sloan O'Cone, live for us in the newsroom. And Sloan, Columbia County is talking about banning To Kill a Mockingbird. What exactly is the issue with that one?
Well, the district says a mother filed an appeal against the classic novel, mostly because of the racial content and language in the book that she found offensive. I spoke with Columbia County's associate superintendent, who says situations like these are never an easy process because they do understand both sides, but she emphasizes the importance of these conversations.
Atticus Finch says it's a sin to kill a mockingbird, but that's exactly what's being debated in Columbia County school system right now.
A parent appealed the use of that because of the racial content and some language that was in there that she found offensive.
But not every parent shares the same opinion. Responses to my Facebook post say it's a classic, a part of history. Even the book itself says the same. Just inside the cover, quote, masterwork of honor and injustice in the Deep South.
Sometimes we do have books that are difficult in nature to read. You never want to put anyone in a situation where they feel uncomfortable, although sometimes we grow greatly in that productive struggle.
And that's why it's on the curriculum for Columbia County ninth graders and has been a staple part of it as long as she can remember.
To help us understand how far we've come as a nation and to really bring about good conversation, learning and growing from our past so that we can make better decisions in the future.
So a private committee made up of administrators, teachers, and parents will meet and represent their area of expertise. Teachers will share educational benefits, parents will speak for their children, and the woman who filed the complaint also has an opportunity to speak.
Lots of good sides to it, but I totally understand.
And Sherman says they try not to take any preconceived notions into a committee. They want it to be a fair process. She hopes they'll have a decision by tomorrow night's board meeting, but they can't make any promises.
All right, thanks for that, Sloan. Lots of controversy. Nationwide, workers are leaving their jobs at record numbers, and the two-state is seeing some of the highest rates.
If I die tomorrow, do I want to be on this conference call with this jerk?
Coming up, the I-Team investigates how the Great Resignation is becoming more of a great redirection. Riley.
Oh, we are tracking rates and feels, and that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
As businesses across the country struggle to find workers, what's being dubbed the Great Resignation continues. Our I-Team's Laura Warren found here at home we're seeing some of the highest quit rates in the country.
About a year after quitting her job, Mom of 4 Christy Caputo has a new normal.
Life is different on the other side. You know, once you get past the shock of everything.
Our I-Team first spoke with Christy a year ago when she made the tough decision to leave her full-time career in the healthcare field to homeschool her 4 kids.
I was working full-time and daycares kept closing down. Their school was closed down. I have 4 kids, so I was in 3 different facilities with my children.
She's not alone. The childcare struggle is everywhere you look.
My sister-in-law was even working full-time. She's a single mom. So for her, when school shut down, you know, it was hard on single parents. So she's now transitioned to a full-time at-home job.
But what Christy and so many others didn't really expect when they stepped away was to stay away.
I don't see me changing anytime soon or going back to work. It's just been so nice not having to juggle a work schedule and having time off, you know, or sick kids or wanting to go on vacation. So it's just been really nice.
It helps explain why Georgia's unemployment rate is at an all-time low when job openings are at an all-time high.
Unemployment rates only account for those looking for jobs and do not include people like Christy, who've stepped away from the workforce indefinitely.
I think the pandemic was, for better or worse, like this perfect storm of like moral reasoning.
That's Janelle Christian. She quit her six-figure job as a corporate attorney back in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic to start her own business and hasn't looked back.
With so much death and so much bad stuff happening around us, I just feel like it really made us all question, like, what is life? What are we doing here? Is this worth it? If I die tomorrow, do I want to be on this conference call with this jerk? Like, I don't.
Janelle and Chrissy are both part of the record-breaking number of people quitting their jobs. Our I-team found more than 1.5 million people in Georgia quit their jobs last year. 3.5% of the workforce. 3.1% of South Carolina's workforce quit their jobs too. Both states' totals up from the year before. Georgia has the third highest quit rate in the nation, and South Carolina isn't too far behind with the 9th highest.
Being in the pandemic shut everything around us down, and so we had to focus on work and whatever else made us happy. And I think that made a lot of people realize work was not making them happy, and they didn't have anything else that was.
So now Janelle's new career is helping other people take smart steps to turn their dream jobs into their real jobs by starting their own businesses.
And so I think a lot more people are seeing what's possible and thinking like, oh, there's something different. I can do this differently. I can make more money working less for myself without being with coworkers that I hate.
And by talking with her clients, she's seen the full picture of pandemic frustration from employees ready to part ways.
I'm seeing that a lot of this could be avoided if employers treated people better. And by better, a lot of people in my profession think throwing money at situations are better, but really people want to be seen, people want to be heard, people want to have space to be human. And I don't feel like that's such a huge ask.
But with about 1.5 jobs available for every unemployed worker in the country right now, employers may have to change their ways to keep up with the competitive hiring market, especially in those sectors feeling the greatest loss, like accommodation and food services and retail, as people come to grips with a whole new reality.
That the time they spent in the office wasn't completely necessary.
Interesting. That's the real problem here for employers. What is it going to take? And have the new jobs workers have found online that they're working from home that didn't even exist before the pandemic made those old jobs obsolete? I mean, I'm telling you, childcare is such a big deal here. There used to be jobs where childcare was offered. Those kind of went away. Who knows? Maybe that could be something that comes back into play.
I think a lot of families are in that boat, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's have a live look outside.